I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. So you know what I'm saying. I'm with it. So I'll be going for Bud. If he fight Canelo.
Maybe he's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good. Really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants.
Errol Spence Jr. has finally shared his thoughts after joining Terence Crawford's training camp for the highly anticipated fight against Canelo Alvarez. In his first remarks since teaming up with his former rival, Spence praised Crawford's focus, dedication, and strong mindset as he readies for the biggest fight of his career. Their unexpected partnership.
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. As simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And there's any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
Spence Jr. has praised Crawford ahead of his big fight with Canelo Alvarez, calling him a strong fighter. Spence, who struggled with timing and took hard punches in their 2023 fight, used those words to highlight Crawford's power in the ring. He also noted that Canelo once moved up in weight just like Crawford is doing now, which is why Spence thinks Bud has a real...
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. So you know what I'm saying. I'm with it. So I'll be going for Bud. If he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off.
Yeah. But no,
He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't Crawford do it?
So recently, Errol Spence just backed Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez in the upcoming fight, September the 13th. And now you got a whole lot of people making a whole lot of noise about it, which is crazy because if y'all remember, Errol Spence, he been calling out Canelo Alvarez for years. Remember when Canelo Alvarez was still at 160, Errol was saying that he'll move up to 160 just to fight Canelo Alvarez. I guess because he's seen something in Canelo that he can exploit. And being as though that Terence beat the shit out of Errol Spence last year, I guess he felt like he can do the same thing to him too.
Crawford is taking a major risk to make history by moving up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed super middleweight title on September 13th, 2025. Many call this one of the biggest fights in boxing. However, regarding a rematch with Spence Jr.,
Terence Bud Crawford is aiming for a Canelo Alvarez clash at 168 to become undisputed for a third time in a third weight division, something that has never been done. They're talking about Canelo Alvarez's 2 fights this year in May and September is going to be potentially versus Jamal Charlo and Terence Crawford in September on the back end. For Canelo, of course, we want to see him fight David Benavidez, David Morrell, dig what I'm saying? But so I know, this might not be what y'all want to see from Canelo, but for Terence Crawford, I like the idea. It looks like Errol Spence is going to do other things as opposed to fighting Terence Crawford in a rematch. So Terence Crawford in the gym right now, getting ready, staying prepared. And I would like to see him challenge himself versus Canelo. He done did everything else in the sport. And I mean,
Bernard Hopkins highlighted the severe damage Crawford caused to Spence in their last fight, saying it felt like 3 fights in one and drained the energy of 4 fights from Spence. As a veteran fighter, Hopkins knows that such a brutal beating can cost years, or at least key prime years, of a boxer's career. Even if the effects aren't...
Crawford.
Believe Crawford, even though, fought twice, throughout the year, Crawford, was...
But look who he beat.
Undisputed.
Look who he beat. Look who he beat. What he did to Spence and how he did it. That's 3 fights to me. And it took 4 fights out of Spence, right? I'm a fighter, so I can tell you when you get punished like that.
Yeah, I was there ringside watching the fight.
It takes a few years
different.
out of you. Don't see the years right now, but it sort of takes something out of that person going forward. They still can beat some fights, but it really put a bruise on them. You didn't see Spence fight yet, did you?
No.
Did you hear him name opponent for him to potentially fight? It's been quiet. You see the weight he gained?
Shakur Stevenson speaks confidently about this big fight. He believes Crawford can not only beat Canelo, but might even knock him out. Stevenson has long said Crawford's boxing IQ, southpaw style, and power make him the superior fighter. He firmly claims Crawford can stop Canelo, even hinting at a possible knockout. In Stevenson's view, Crawford's...
I think Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height-wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so, no.
Corey, how you got a decision established? Because Bradman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop him.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and him got on the phone and talked about it, but I think that's possible. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud could crack too. So
Michael Jai White, the actor and martial artist who played Mike Tyson in HBO's biopic, firmly backs Crawford over Canelo in their upcoming fight. In an interview, White dismissed Canelo as the favorite, saying simply no, and compared the matchup to Mayweather versus Canelo, with Crawford's speed and unique style giving him the edge. He praised Crawford's agility and ring skills, predicting he could outpoint Canelo much like Mayweather did, despite...
Canelo versus Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
Do you feel that Canelo's going to win?
No.
Really?
No.
So you would put your money on Crawford?
Yes.
You'd make money. Just put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Crawford's going to beat him?
Because Crawford could find people to fight like Canelo, who is amazing. Canelo has he evolved. I saw how he evolved defensively and everything. I just don't think he's as fast as Crawford. And I think Crawford is just a little step ahead as far as movement is concerned. And so I think it's going to be Mayweather Canelo Part 2. That's what I think. Crawford ain't gonna knock him out, but I don't know if Canelo's gonna land very solidly on Crawford. Canelo's way better now, but I still think there's an edge. It won't necessarily be exactly like that, but I think he'll edge him out point-wise. All you need is that little bit of an edge, and I think Crawford has that.
Former champion Antonio Tarver has shared his bold view on the upcoming fight. He believes Crawford can beat Canelo if he can handle Canelo's power at 168 pounds. Tarver points out that Crawford has top-level boxing skills, but the key question is whether he can take the heavy punches that come with moving up in weight. If Crawford can manage Canelo's power, Tarver thinks his speed, ring smarts, and accuracy...
Terence got to be Terence, bro. He's a real deep thinker. He processed fights like nobody else. And he's processed this Canelo fight. He's seen it. He went through it 2 or 3 times already. He knows how this ends. You can tell the way he shadow boxes. He visualizing Canelo being right there in front of him. You understand? Look at the movement. That's all you got to do. Look at the movement. And that's the type of master boxer that Canelo is going to be facing. And the only thing I say is Canelo hasn't faced an opponent like this in a long time. You know what I mean? I think Canelo's going to have to go back to the Caleb Plant fight and look that good that active, that, you feel me, moving with that type of grace to beat Terence Crawford. Because weight ain't going to make the difference. It ain't going to be the weight. It's going to be the skill set.
Israel Madrimov, who lost to Crawford in 2024, has a straightforward view on Crawford's next super middleweight fight with Canelo Alvarez. He said, "It's a very different weight class. I think Canelo will win by decision." Madrimov points to size as a major factor, believing that while Crawford has power, skill, and experience, the physical advantage at 160.
If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think.
Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, what do you think about that fight if they did fight? Looks like it's up for September.
Good fight. You know, if 168 pounds, I think it's Canelo, but it's Canelo better technique because 50-50. If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think. If knockout, it's Canelo.
What makes Crawford so difficult to fight against?
He has power, smart, in more practical.
He has more experience. He's very experienced.
Former world champion Amir Khan, who has faced both fighters, confidently predicts an easy night for Crawford. He highlights Bud's combination of elite skill, accuracy, footwork, boxing IQ, and smoothness, noting that Crawford is far harder to hit.
I think that Crawford could beat him because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight. I think Crawford's a better fighter than Charlo, and he's a smart fighter as well. He switches and everything, so that would be a very good fight.
You fought them both. Like, what are the differences between them?
Canelo's strong and he's easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't hit clean. They both hit hard because, and you could see the strength when I was fighting against Crawford. He is very strong as well. So, look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much away? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have to go for fighting Canelo?
While acknowledging Canelo's powerful punches, Khan notes that Crawford hits hard as well, and timing could favor him since Canelo isn't the same fighter he was in 2016. If Crawford can avoid Canelo's big shots,
with Canelo, is it so substantially bigger than all the other fights?
It was like ×4.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
×3, 4, yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Crazy money.
He's such a draw,
so
isn't
when that deal was put to me, and I was like, it was about like 11M.
Oh,
wow. Plus pay-per-view.
I didn't even want to talk to them.
11, 12, call it.
We appreciate that for the second. Absolutely, yeah.
11, 12 million, yeah. So when you look at that, you think, if I had to look at it this way, if I had to fight, I have to fight Danny Garcia, Kotelnik, Zab Judah, Peterson, and maybe like a Greco, 5
all to make that much dough.
No, I think, and that's not it's not the fight that's hard. It's the training camps.
Yeah.
So when you get an opportunity like that, you're gonna take it because you know that it's only one fight. Whereas instead of you taking 5 fights, now Canelo knocked me out, fine, knocked me out with one shot. You know what I mean? But you probably take more damage than all them.
Joe Rogan has also made it clear he's backing Crawford in the highly anticipated fight. He said, "I like Crawford despite concerns about size and power differences." He praises Crawford as the best at switch hitting, able to move between southpaw and orthodox while maintaining elite ring IQ. Rogan's only worry is whether Crawford is big enough for...
Which I think is really interesting, the Crawford-Canelo fight.
Beyond interesting.
Fascinating. Because how does Crawford compete with that size? Crawford's leapfrogging. He goes to super middleweight.
47 to 54 and now to 68.
And the Madrimov fight in 54 is a difficult fight.
Yeah. So who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think he's one of those guys that if you tell him he can't do something, he wants to show you and shock you.
1000%.
I also think Canelo is slowing down, and Canelo is a more more of a one-punch fighter now than the combination fighter he was when he was younger.
Renowned trainer Teddy Atlas firmly backs Crawford to beat Canelo. He believes Crawford, with experience facing top fighters at 147 and 154 lbs, has sharpened his skills and will improve even more moving up to 168. Atlas highlights Crawford's speed, ring IQ, and adaptability, comparing him to Sugar Ray Leonard and calling him
maybe he's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good, really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. And I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated? The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire. It's in his mind. It's in his makeup, where he came from. I know he's moving up in weight class. Can he carry it? But those intangibles, I believe that he has them.
Oscar De La Hoya has criticized both the fight and its promotion. He acknowledges Terence Crawford's skill and ambition, but doubts whether he has the power and toughness to handle Canelo's relentless pressure, suggesting Crawford could struggle after the 6th or 7th round. De La Hoya also condemned the staged press events, calling live dinners and media stunts fake drama.
Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's going to do to him? Run him out of the ring. You know what's laughable also? Dana White being named the promoter of this fight, considering he's never been in the boxing space. Has no stable of boxers. He didn't negotiate. And is being handed this fight on a silver platter and called promoter. He's the trust fund baby of boxing. That's it. The trust fund baby of boxing. And get this. The fight will take place during the day on September 13th in Las Vegas. During the day. So Canelo will fight during the day on Netflix just to accommodate UFC Noche later that evening on a different network. So does that mean this fight isn't important? Do they not give a about the fans or viewership? Why is it that Canelo has to fight during the day on Mexican Independence Weekend? And UFC with a roster of names I've never heard of is going on prime time. Cinco de Mayo. He's fighting in Riyadh, and now he's fighting during the day on the biggest weekend in boxing. Yeah, Canelo will fight anywhere. Anytime he's told, because he doesn't give a all he cares is about the money. Doesn't give a fans.
Jiren Boots, the current IBF welterweight champion, believes Crawford is taking a big risk by moving up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. He suggested Crawford should first take a tune-up fight at 160 lbs to get used to bigger opponents. Boots favors Canelo, noting he has knocked out larger fighters while Crawford is slightly smaller. He emphasized Canelo's power and experience at super middleweight and said Crawford should stay sharp and build momentum before the massive fight. As the mega showdown nears, Canelo has gone into full beast mode. Fans were stunned by his ultra-toned physique after his final training session. His defined muscles and powerful conditioning show he is in peak form. Behind the scenes, Canelo's intense routine, early morning runs.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down. And Canelo not even really a 68-pounder. He probably really should be at 60, maybe. And he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight. At like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body, to feeling of somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up a weight, you gotta, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavier and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now. But I think he should, just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.